Riggy versus the Second Coming. Who would win in a 1v1? Hi, my name's Extractlore or King Boba Fett, and I make videos about stuff on YouTube. And today, I'm taking Toon Turf and AVA and having the two main characters battle it out in a 1v1. Asking the question, who would win? Well, looking at the Second Coming, he is a fast-paced fighter. I mean, in the first episode of his introduction, AVA 4, we could see that he wasn't really a fighter, but was willing to give it a try. And literally by the end of the same episode, he's been trained by the others and literally wins a 1v4. And throughout the rest of the series, and even in AVM, he is a really good fighter. Oh, and not to mention that he literally has this overpowered pencil where he can draw whatever he wants to aid him in battle. But Riggy has also had his battles, like when he battled Clone Riggy. Yes, his attacks are a bit slower than the Second Coming, but we can't forget that in Short Wars Season 1, Riggy gained some abilities. Now he can summon in objects and literally teleport.
Hey! Riggy? No one bullies Danno but me! You can teleport!
Which I think does balance things out when compared to the Second Coming's fast-paced fighting. But even with Riggy's special abilities, I do believe the Second Coming has the upper hand. He has battled many foes throughout the series and quickly adapts to characters that have special powers. But even if the fight was pretty balanced by Riggy's powers, let's say that this fight went on for a long time. Let's say an infinite amount of time. Well, there's always the chance that the Second Coming, well... yeah, become Super Saiyan, Supersonic, super powerful. Now, as of right now, the Second Coming can't just automatically activate this. This only happened after the Dark Lord killed all his friends and then left him extremely wounded. And the Second Coming himself didn't even know he could do this. In AVA 10, when he saw himself like this on the screen, he was literally shocked that he had these powers. And throughout AVA 12, he is trying to unlock these powers back, but is failing. And unfortunately, AVA 13 hasn't come out yet, so we don't yet know if the Second Coming can just turn these powers on. It's likely he will be able to, but for now, let's just say that he can't. That he still hasn't figured it out yet. Well, again, if his fight between Riggy lasts for an infinite amount of time, yeah, I do think he will eventually enter this super powerful mode. Again, this is an infinite amount of time. Think literally fighting for 24 hours straight and how long that is. And now think billions of years. Yeah, I think eventually the Second Coming will activate his powers against Riggy. So, is that it? Is Riggy cooked? Well, if you're a Toon Turf fan, then you might remember this.
Danno, you know we can't die in your world.
Yeah, Riggy cannot die. Well, at least in the real world. In Toon Turf, in this Tooniverse world, Riggy can die. But when Riggy goes from this world into the real world, he literally cannot die, along with his friends apparently. And if he literally cannot lose, that means that the Second Coming is going to eventually lose. Well, it's not that simple again, because the Second Coming, yeah, he can't die as well. The Dark Lord literally has these virus sword thingies that destroy anything it touches, and they're the things that kill the Second Coming's friends. But the Second Coming himself, well, yeah, no, he literally doesn't die. Which makes sense. The Second Coming is also known as the Chosen One's Return. And the Chosen One is a super powerful stick figure who cannot die to the Virobots and the virus sword thingy. So it makes sense that the Second Coming cannot as well. I mean, Alan literally tried to delete him on his computer and the computer was like, yeah, no, buddy, you can't. This guy is too powerful. You know what does work when clicking it? That subscribe button. I'm sorry. So would this 1v1 between Riggy and the Second Coming literally last forever? Just these two unkillable characters battling for the infinite amount of time? Well, the thing about that is, well, the Second Coming cannot die, period. Riggy cannot die in the real world, but he can in Toonville. And I honestly think that the Second Coming will eventually realize that, yeah, Riggy's not dying, but then figure out that Riggy can die in a certain place and try and bring him there to kill him off. Which, if you're a Toon Turf fan, sounds kind of crazy. Yes, we've seen characters accidentally stumble into the real world, but getting from the real world to Toonville? Yeah, that seems literally impossible, and only characters that know how to make portals can do that. The Second Coming has no idea how to do that. So how will he? Well, he kind of has mind-bending abilities. Like, he literally just knew that his friends were in danger. So honestly, I think how to create portals might just come to him, especially if he enters this super powerful, super crazy mode where he can seemingly do anything. And if not, maybe it just comes down to being in the right place at the right time, and someone accidentally creates a portal, which the Second Coming can use to his advantage, bringing Riggy into the Tooniverse and then killing him off. off. Again, they have an infinite amount of time. This battle can go on for a bajillion years, so I do think that the second coming will eventually get Riggy there. But again, it's not that simple. This is the last plot twist, I swear. If I were to make one of these 1v1 videos normally, I would just have the two characters fight and like compare and contrast their abilities and powers and stuff. But this time, I think it's important to talk about the setting, where they would actually fight, because you know, this is important on whether Riggy lives or dies. Well, let's talk about the second coming. He's literally an animation. He's on Alan's desktop and he cannot go to the real world. That's like literally impossible. That wouldn't make any sense. But Riggy can be in the Tooniverse and in the real world. But alas, he wouldn't be able to fight the second coming in the real world. But the second coming can also go somewhere else. He can go to the outer net, which is kind of AVA's own Tooniverse. Not necessarily, but still. And because Riggy has his own Tooniverse, but the second coming cannot fight in the real world, yeah, honestly, I think this 1v1 would happen in the outer net. It seems like the best of all worlds. It makes the most sense. Now, Toon Turf Season 1 is not out yet, and I know that Riggy's Tooniverse, where Toonville is, isn't as simple as going from the real world to the cartoon world. I mean, we literally see this, suggesting that the world has a lot of lore to it. But for the case of this video, I honestly do believe that the battle will happen in the outer net. I think it makes the most sense, but let me know in the comment section below if you disagree. All I know is that it's literally impossible for their fight to happen in the real world. But because this battle isn't in the real world and is in the outer net, I honestly do believe that Riggy could die there, meaning that the second coming doesn't even need to bring Riggy to Toonville. So I do give the second coming the slight edge, but even with that, this fight goes on for an infinite amount of time. If Riggy can hold his ground, I do think the second coming would go into this super crazy mode and Riggy would be cooked if he wasn't dead to the regular the second coming at first, meaning that the second coming is the winner of this 1v1. Well, hopefully you enjoyed the clash of these two indie IPs. These are my most two talked about things on this channel. And hey, maybe check out this video where I talk about BFDI, which is another IP that I sometimes talk about on this channel. Thanks for watching and goodbye.